It is a video of Jumma game developer. Welcome to this channel. Are you new here? So welcome. I am Utsav Chakma and I am the creator of this YouTube channel. In this channel, I upload Godot, Game Maker Studio, Unity, Blender, Adobe Illustrator tutorials for beginners. But Godot is the main game engine of this channel. It means you will get Godot videos more than other tutorial videos. This video is also a Godot tutorial video. We have discussed about creating and destroying objects during runtime in Godot in previous videos. Now we'll discuss about collision detection in Godot in this video. Now if you are interested, so you can watch my previous videos about creating and destroying objects in Godot. Their link is in description. We'll now start learning collision detection in Godot in this video. So I have set it up a quick scene in here. You can see it's actually a space shooter game. When we press the button to start, so you can see it's usually a game that I made very quickly to show you guys as an example. You can shoot also, you can move with WASD keys. I will make a tutorial about this game one day, but today I'll just show you how to destroy things as an example on this game. You can see if the fire collides with the player, nothing happens, and you will need collision shapes to detect collision here, and player's fire also doesn't get hit with the player. It actually get hit, but the collision detection is not true on here. First thing we want is if the enemy fire hits the player, so it should got destroyed. So if we want this, we need to move to signals, something called signals in Godot. One of those signals are collision detection signal, and there are no other way to detect collision, I think, in Godot engine. That's the only way I know. I search internet for any other ways, but without of signals there are no way to detect collisions. So signals are usually some codes, not codes, they are signals, but they work like codes, they work like function in a script. So first, the thing we want is to detect collision of the enemy fire, and if the enemy fire detects a collision such as player, so it should got destroyed. So I think now we should think about how to do that. Let's do it. First, you will need a rigid body 2D or what called area 2D to detect collisions. I think rigid body doesn't has collision detection signal. Okay, whatever that is, I think you will find collision detection signal in rigid body, but I'm sure that area 2D node has collision detection signal. You can see here, if you first never open that signals window, so you have never opened this node thing. So the signals are actually in this node, beside the inspector there is a tab called node. Click there. You can see instead of inspector window, you can see a lot of things on here. They are signals. Then where is the body exited? Here it is, body shape entered, or I think it's enough for our code, or we can use these two. Remember, these two works same, but this we are going to use this. First, you need to attach these to an script to detect its collision. Oh, we are talking about the player, not the player. We are going to detect collision in enemy fire, and when the enemy fire detects collision, so it should get destroyed. The code for destroying is QE free. I'll show you and explain this here quickly about QE free, but we are mostly going to discuss about area inter on here. First, you need to select double click or one click. Okay, I think double click. Yes, double click, and after that you need to attach this to an script. I already had attached script to the object that I want to destroy. I want to destroy this enemy fire object. This is the object, and when okay, I'll explain this. Wait for a second. I will write the code first. Sorry, the code QE free. So when this thing will be applied, wait, before that I want to say that this thing is the code for destroying objects. We want the enemy fire to get destroyed when it's collided with something. And okay, I know what to do. Okay, I actually want to explain. So when this thing get applied, this enemy fire game object will be deleted from your game. And when it will be applied, on what situation? This will be applied when the enemy fire got collided with something like player. Oh, remember to have a collision shape and shape it exactly as your sprite or picture. And when it gets collided with something, this signal will be called, and if this signal got caught, so if this signal applied, so this thing will be applied. What is this thing? This thing is nothing but this function, and there is the work of signal. This is the signal goes to here. If this goes to here, it comes here, right here in this enifyer scripts, and when this signal comes from here to here to here, if and as this come to here, the signal comes to here, the downside attend things of this should be applied. And what is the downside attend thing of this signal? This downside attend signal is containing a method which should be applied as the signal goes, and this thing get applied. I told you about this just some minutes ago, that the game object will get destroyed. We should face a problem. Firstly, I am showing you that the game object get not this, the game object got created but get destroyed immediately when it created. That's because it's actually colliding with this enemy too, this enemy ship, and whichever it collides with, the signal will get called, and if the signal get called, this QE free will be called, and this QE free, if this QE free get called, the game object get destroyed. So in our case, the enemy fire collides with the enemy ship, and this signal get called to the enemy fire, and as this get called, this queue free get called and get deleted, the game object get deleted. So that's one problem. To fix it, we actually need to go to the player window, and we need to increase the Y. Wait, I'm explaining position 2. Some beginners would not, and complete beginners would not understand if I don't talk about this position. So I will not talk about minus position, but I will talk about plus position on here. You can see this enemies and game object, and if you put it right at the middle, let's see, first right here 0 and 0, this thing goes right here. This is the starting point. I don't know what point to call this, but this is, I will call it starting point. I'm not an English expert actually. And if this x get increased, so the more the x will be get increased, the more right it will move. You can see it's not a big difference. You can see 100 it gets right. If I write more bigger number, the that more the enemies in this game object will get right. And what about this actually from up to down, the more bigger number you will put here, the more downside it would go. Let's put 1000 now. You can see it. And if you decrease this will move to the origin point. Oh, this is no, oh, not origin point, same as whatever. So if you put 500, it would be on right on here. And the code for enemy, this enemy fire instance, I'll not explain this thing, but I'll tell you guys that this part of the code is the enemies fires position. It gets enemies fires position, and with first delete this. With the y, you are going to get the y of the position after a dot. And if you give this thing, so what will happen? It will set, oh sorry, if you give equals, so it will set the right side of the equal, sorry, the left side of the equal value to the right side of the equal value. And this position enemy fires position y, you know, I just told you that's up to down. The more bigger number this y position of y gets, the more downside it moves. And if you make this this actually this script is attached to the enemy ship, and the what it will do is it will set the position y of the position to enemy ship's y position. So the same the same downside, that's what to say that in English, the same value that, okay, I think I can explain like this, that the enemy ship's y, as the enemy ship's y gets same, sorry, enemy fires position y gets same number as position of the enemy ship's y. So as the y position y is actually how up to down the game object should be, so it stays as same as the position y, enemy ship's position y. The actually the enemy fire gets the same value of position enemy ship's position y. If you don't give any dot, so it will get a position, sorry, if you don't attach any game object on here, it will get the position of the object it's attached to. So it gets the enemy ship's position, as this script is attached to the enemy ship, and set the value of enemy fire position to the enemy ship's position with this equal number. This equal number sets the value of the left side to right side. It means this equal will set the enemy fire's position y to enemy ship's position y. And you can see, right, wait, I am showing you. If you what called, okay, I forgot thing, I think, okay, I remember what thing I want to say. If the, oh, I also need to say that this position same to the position x, the position x of enemy fire gets same as position x of the player enemy ship's position x. And right here, the if you set the enemy fires x position x and y to enemy fires position x and y, you can see the enemy ships position x and y are 500. If you put these 500s to the enemy fire to, it comes right here. I have to focus on it. You can see right here, it's impossible to see from the from zooming outside. Sorry for that. So as the enemy, you can see the enemy fire is getting collided with the enemy ship. It actually detects the signal and the enemy fire gets destroyed at that side, because when the game object get created, the enemy when the enemy fire game object get created, the enemy ships, it gets the enemy ship's same position, and it as it collides, that in that case it gets destroyed. So what we can do, we can actually increase the starting point of y something like 700, so it gets collided. So what about 1000? It's too much. So what about 900? Okay, 800 is enough, I think. Yes, 800 is enough. So if we increase the starting point of y to 300 from 500 to 800, so we can start from here and the game object will not get collided when it get created, as this starts from a little downside without getting collided with the enemy ship. We need to increase 300 to the position y to make the game object created right downside. I am taking too much time on here, sorry for that. So now save it. Now the game object get created downside and it doesn't get deleted, but when it get collided with the player, you can see it get destroyed. Cool, right? Now I am going to show you, okay, the same thing. First we need to do the same thing for the player fire. You can see right here that if it gets collided with the enemy ship, it doesn't get deleted. So we will do the same thing for the player fire, and we will attach the signal to it and QE free when it, okay, I'm then also explaining here because you can get confused on here. The player fire, when the player fire get collided with something, so this signal will get called, and when this signal will get called, this signal will move to the on player fire. It means the in player fire, it will script, it will got moved right here. You can see, I don't know if this is done taking the name or the script's name or the name of the game object. So as this is this function, the signal is this function, so this function get called. It is actually signal, but it starts with a function, whatever that is. You don't need to understand about function and function thing if you are a complete beginner. So with as this get called, so the downside and things of here will be applied. And I told you what happens if this QE free get applied. If this QE free get applied, so what happens is the game object get deleted. It means the player fire get deleted. So we can do two more things, but before that let's play test if the game works. on the scene you are currently switched to uh, will be get played when you press the signal, but if you press this thing it will actually ask something that a complete beginner would not understand. I can explain it, but sorry, not in this video. I already told about this on previous videos, but without of talking it, let's do the thing you will understand. And now this should get deleted. What happened? Oh, same thing, you can see it get created the player fire. So as it get collided, it gets deleted with the player. When it collides with the player, it get deleted, and we are going to do same thing for the player, but on here we need decrease. I can talk about it right here. I think the time is going on out of I want, and oh, 800 is too much. Let's decrease it. Oh, it's 400. Now I didn't explain about that why I did the minus thing to the player, but now you can see it's getting more. It collides with the enemy and the enemy has got nothing, and but the player fire get deleted. We can do the same thing now to the player and the enemy. When they get collided with the what called with the fire, they should get destroyed. So I think you will understand how to do that. Then also I am showing you quickly how to do that. For the player, okay, first we need to attach this thing. If this happens, so Q is free, and same thing for the enemy fire. Where this, oh, here it is. First we need to attach it with a script. So, and the QE free should get called. Now if the enemy, what the freak, oh, as I was in this scene, only this scene got done, but we are not switched to this scene, so it didn't run. Now we are switched to this scene, but not that scene or other scenes, so only the switch scene should be run now by pressing this button. Now you can see if the player gets collided, it gets destroyed, or if the enemy gets collided with the fire, it gets destroyed. So I don't think something is exactly like I want. That is this. I set it up something very quickly. That is a health variable, which if gets lesser than 0, so or gets to 0, if the health variable gets to 0, so it will get destroyed. Here is the thing. I will not explain it. I'll just show you quickly how to do that. It will now depend on health, as if now it hits 4 times, I think the player ship should get destroyed. No, not this scene. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, it get destroyed. You can do explosion things or some things like that. When I'll finish making this game, I'll upload about a tutorial about this game. This game is not complete, and I will add many things like explosions, creation of enemies when and main menus. The enemies will get called after some seconds. One enemy will enter this and play will play this game. So actually that was all about I want about collision. The video always my videos always get long because I explain many things too much. Sometimes I don't get time to explain some things. Sorry about that. But if you keep watching my videos, you will understand everything about Godot one day. So okay, I'll not talk about everything now. What I'll do about this game. Now, okay, finished. If you're interested, so you can watch my tutorial about making a top-down card game. Its link is in the description. I usually upload one video a week, but old subscribers would remember I didn't upload it for a long time before, and after that I told I'll upload 2 videos this week. So this video is one of them. Another one I think I'll upload just after a few days. Tell me if you guys want to tutorials about how to make the project that I show you today in the comment box. Like this video if it helped you. If you want to help me to get more views, share this video. It will help me to get more views. Now I want to say, if you are a beginner or a complete beginner about in-game developing, so subscribe Jumma game developer, because by this you'll get tutorial and fundamental videos from this channel teaching you Godot and other game engines. And next I can upload my first quick tip tutorial which contains quick explain about many codes, many things we have learned in the previous videos. That's for a review for my old subscribers on what they learned before. I'll actually upload 2 quick tips videos next. One for transform, position, rotation and scale. Another video containing creating and deleting objects and collision detection. And so thanks for watching this long. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy game developing. Bye.